Sample size calculation for simple random surveys. Simple random surveys are like throwing a dice and finding a lucky winner. Simple random surveys are the simplest kind of probability-based survey you could perform. But at the same time, they can be challenging because they need one special item which may not always be readily accessible. A list of all the members in that population. You must make sure your list meets what we call the 3 C's: complete, correct, current. So how do you determine how many people you need in your simple random survey? Let's do a case study using the sample size calculator app on the Chisquares platform. Let's say we are interested in conducting a survey of people who attended a global travel expo conference to measure their satisfaction with the conference. We have a list of all the 10,000 people from around the world who registered for that conference. Now you might be wondering, why don't we just go ahead and survey all of them? After all, aren't we just emailing them? Well, that's a good question. For online surveys, it doesn't matter so much unless, of course, we offer financial incentives, where the costs might add up fast. But imagine the logistical nightmare if we had to administer a snail mail or telephone survey to 10,000 people, for the sole reason that we don't always have all the time in the world or all the money in the world. We need to sample, and hence we need to calculate sample size. Think of it also like trying to taste a pot of soup. We don't need to drink the entire content of the pot to know the taste. A teaspoon will suffice. So let's head over to the Chisquares platform and calculate our needed sample size. Once we log into the platform, we click on Sample Size, and in the dropdown, we select Cross-Sectional Study, which is the same thing as a survey. We select Percentage as the outcome because our outcome is categorical. It's either you were satisfied with the conference or you were not. We then enter the level of confidence desired. If you are not sure of what any of those inputs are, you can click the information icon to the side, and it will explain. The level of confidence is simply asking how sure we want to be that the result is accurate. While we would love to be 100% sure ideally, that unfortunately is not practical, as we would need an infinitely large sample size. So 95% is a good balance between certainty and practicality. Next, we are asked about the prevalence of our outcome. Wait a minute, you might say. Isn't that the very reason we are doing the survey? Yeah, we understand it may sound counterintuitive. For the sake of our sample size, we can use an estimate from a previous study if we can find one. If we can't find anything, we can enter 50%. What's special about 50%? Well, at 50%, we are guaranteed the maximum sample size, so no matter the sample size we need, we are covered. Next, we provide our population size. The default value on the platform is 1 million. If your target population is big, like a county, province, district, state, or country, and you don't know the exact number, you can leave it at 1 million. But if it's a much smaller population like the conference attendees in our case study, it would be appropriate to enter the actual number, even if it's just a rough guess. For our case study, I enter 10,000. Next, I answer no to the question asking whether cluster sampling will be performed. This is because we are selecting individuals, not groups. Next, I provide a margin of error. This is the wiggle room we are allowing. Just like a large wiggle room in a budget allows for imprecise estimates, so a large margin of error means we are willing to accept estimates that are less precise. In research, precision is measured by how narrow our confidence intervals are. A precise estimate will have tight confidence intervals, while an imprecise one will have wider confidence intervals. The margin of error is simply half the width of the confidence interval. Finally, I enter our anticipated response rate. You should base this number not on something you read somewhere, but on your own understanding of your population, and what you expect is a reasonable percentage of the people you invite that will complete the survey. For web surveys, this could be as low as 5 to 15%. In my survey, I am planning to offer $10 incentives, so I am confident that at least half will respond, so I enter 50%. And now, I can click on Get Results, and voila! I see that I need a sample size of 739 people based on the inputs I provided. I can click on Show Reference to see the formula that was used to calculate this and what each of those terms means. If I am writing a grant, manuscript, thesis, or dissertation, I can click on Download Formula to grab that and insert it into my Methods section. I can also copy the citation and insert in my reference section. Congratulations! You now know how to calculate sample sizes for simple random surveys on the Chisquares platform.